Let's get back into it. My bad. Part two.
Am I, we doing a shot of this?
Yeah, you can do a shot of that. No problem. Salute, my brother. Salute, my brother. All right.
Well, I gotta have the luxury, the celebrity version.
Okay.
It's shot. It's gonna be a shot.
Okay.
Hey, you want a shot?
We want a real shot. Yeah.
You want a shot? Yeah, man.
Okay.
I don't,
Okay. So this one, I don't know where you're gonna go with this one. Common or Talib?
Oh, definitely. Common. Are you, man?
That's Chi-Town.
Oh, no, it ain't Chi-Town.
Okay.
It ain't Chi-Town. Common is 1,000 times better rapping than Kweli. What you talking about?
No, I gotta disagree with you. I'm taking a shot. Just gotta disagree.
No, you can take a shot, but no, you asked me my opinion.
Okay, your opinion. That's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
My opinion is like everybody know that Common is 1,000. Only thing I don't like about Common is he like worked for the Democrats to be saying all kind of like whatever they tell him to do. This is a light skinned nigga to be doing. John Legend ass niggas, bro.
It's different.
This one I think is gonna be a little hard.
No, but also Kweli be getting up and like come back home. Home where, nigga? You know what I'm saying? When I got a difference of opinion of Trump hat, it's like, nigga, Kweli, you single-handedly kept baseball caps in business. You the last nigga with this type of hat on trying to tell me where to come home to. You know what I'm saying? And just turn up. And then when he was on here, he didn't tell you the story about when me and 88 Keys picked him up from his house, drove to Marina Del Rey, and had breakfast together and vibed out. He didn't tell you that I feel that the Black Star album is the hardest album since Dark Fantasy. This is the best album since Dark Fantasy. He up here talking about, it's an agenda, it's all control, man. It's like, crabs in a barrel. Jay-Z got this, my favorite line. He said, but why would crabs shouldn't be in a barrel? So how you going to tell me how crabs are acting?
Yo, why did he go into live quality like that? About this hat, about the oversized hats, bro. Oh,
they in a barrel. Of course they put it in a barrel. What you talking about? But yeah, man, it's like that's my issue, man. That man and all these like backhand. Oh yeah. He's a billionaire, but fuck him being a billionaire. There need to be more billionaires. And he in thin air, but he not like Dave Chappelle. He not like down with the people. He not that. Man, you can't tell me what I'm going through in my life and whether I'm with the people and adjustment of how I should be like you. If I be like you, Crowley, I'll be where you at. Now, if you take the average 99.
Yo, this literally just got personal. He just got hella personal with this shit.
5% of people say, do you want to be Kweli or do you want to be Ye? More people gonna want to be Ye, Kweli. So like you told that man, don't give me no advice. Go open up a book, read yourself to death, man. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. People be so, oh, I'm well read. I can't read that well, bro. I can't count that well. That's not my skill set. But tribally, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's a real word. I'm sure it's not quality approved.
Drink chance is a real word.
So tribally, if we was back, in our
We're tribal.
African times, you got to understand Shakespeare created 30% of our language. We speak in a language that's not our own. We speak the drums. That's why it's so hard. That's why it's so hard for it to be a black billionaire, and it's so hard to get a Post Malone. You know what I mean? Like a white black dude or something. It's very few and far between.
That's controversial right there. I mean, race and tribal and places in society based on your tribe, based on your race. Fuck, it's always so troublesome. Like, the conversation is always so troublesome. You really got to have a patient person to spar with if you want to have an intellectual conversation on race and tribalism and how it plays a part in rap and entertainment and TV and commercial society.
Somebody can figure it out because the game and society in America has been made for us to not figure it out. So all these books, when we go to college and we discriminate against each other, because we got this degree, they ain't gonna add up to shit to us getting a job for another white person. And I gotta say that, you know why? Because I was separated from my dad, and I just now understand what happened. My mom was an actress, but she also had a B plan of being an English professor. And she went for a gig and she didn't get it, and she went to be a professor. Now, her and my dad is separated, but but I was still in town.
Okay.
She got a job offer in Chicago from this white organization, Chicago State University, and it separated me from my best friend. So I had to grow up around people who didn't.
So obviously here, this, well, maybe not too obvious, but this is where he starts to get into building communities and community building, and trying to change the scope of what people perceive as community building. Community building is not giving 5 individuals 60 grand scholarships straight out of high school. That's not community building. That's what he's going to say here is how that's been used to pacify versus actually build a community. But that's what people see as community building now, is like, you know, the individual's effort. Oh, I'm spending money in the white community. I'm spending money in the Asian community. I'm spending money in the Turkish community. I'm spending money in the black community, and that helps build that community. But what he's saying is that billionaires and trillionaires and these type of entities believe that you must build institutions to build communities. You have to build institutions, you know, not learning centers, and real institutions, hospitals and fire departments and police departments and universities and specialty research programs. Like, that's what builds communities, not giving, like, you know what I'm saying, 5 biracial kids fucking scholarships, you know. It's just changing the perception of what it really takes. And he's saying that we've been lulled to sleep with the pacification.
Understand me, who didn't love me. People was looking at me as an opportunity since I was 14 because I was a prodigy. You know, I've been had industry friends, so
Something about that prodigy shit.
to say, oh, we're gonna go over here and we're gonna get some beats out this nigga. We're gonna go this type of, because my mom separated me for the opportunity of more money. Society is set up to have people go away to college, go away here, and in between your dorm room and your college, or in between your hometown and where you got to go to school, it's going to be a bunch of liquor stores. It's going to be a bunch of strip clubs. It's going to be a bunch of malls. It's going to be a bunch of things that we do that when we don't have that love, like a kibbutz. We need Christian kibbutz. We can have communities, be as close. Kibbutz, like Jewish people have this type of circular community.
Like a community center?
No, it's like where they live and where we need to live, where the grandparents.
A kibbutz is a intentional community in Israel that was traditionally based on agriculture. The first kibbutz established in 1909 was Degania. Today, farming has been partly supplanted by other economic branches, including industrial plants and high-tech enterprises. How does the kibbutz system work? Kibbutzniks, as residents are called, work on dairy farms or an orchard, and even outside their compounds, putting their full paychecks into the communal pot. Everyone receives a equal monthly draw for the kibbutz administration, regardless of what they do or how much money they put into the fund.
Parents can take care of the kids. It's better to have a grandparent taking care of the kids than a nanny taking kids hired love.
Right.
That's a good tag phrasing. Trying to draw a different perspective on the time that you pay those 50 hours, those 40 to 50 hours, inevitably that go to the billionaire and his company because you work for him, essentially, and his multinational sisters, versus the home. Like, how much time are you able to spend at home with your family, actually nurturing and building your home and the people in your home, the people that you've created. The easier way to look at it is like, okay, 8 to 10 hours a day with your boss, 3 hours with your girlfriend.
You get what I'm saying? That we move as a community. And as a community, we will not fail. There's communities that didn't go into slavery, like I think it's in Masada.
Okay, hold on. Let's just quick time slide. I don't want to go there.
All right, let me do a shot.
Yeah, do a shot. You have to do a shot yet. You don't have to do a shot yet.
And I said all that to say that we got our opinion.
That's beautiful right there, obviously. And the African diaspora, as far as slavery goes, there's a lot of different attitudes. We'll get to that.
With Kweli, I love Kweli. I never really liked the way he rapped.
Ye is keeping it real right now, bro.
We can never mention Common and Kweli in the same breath. Keep it going.
Okay. Oh shit. Holy shit. All right.
Hurry, man.
Pusha or Big Sean?
Oh, I love this. Let me tell you.
He said, nothing quick about this quick time.
Okay. I already decided that when I die, on my tombstone, it's gonna say, "I deserve to be here because I signed Big Sean."
So I'm not quite sure of your pick.
Yeah, you're not quite sure.
So
Big Sean, he said.
Big Sean over Pusha T?
No, I'm saying that the worst thing I've ever done was sign Big Sean.
That's a beautiful thing. Oh, that's a beautiful thing, man.
No, wait.
The worst. The worst. The worst song is the best.
You fucked me up right now, bro. You fucked my algorithm up.
Come on. I think you said the best. Okay, hold on.
Nah, man, look, they let that. Man, I know this man mama, bro. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I've changed this man's family. And both John Legend and Big Sean, when I ran for office, got used quick by the Democrats to come at they boy that actually changed their life.
Yo, now, traitor shit, that Benedict Arnold shit, that rat pussy shit. It's like honor is so important to me. I don't know. It's just like the fact that people stoop to such a level to rat or snitch or tattletale. It's fucking disgusting.
And that's some sellout shit. And I don't rock with neither of them. And I need my apology.
Or as he's saying, if somebody can put you in a pinch against your homie for a check, and especially with their circumstances, he helps him get rich. But just even if there was no money involved, there's just something bitch made about people who are like that just can't hold it down and shit, just can't keep their fucking food down.
I ain't saying they gonna change, but niggas is scared. I feel you. They, you know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't got 100 talents. They got them under pressure.
And you still got him signed to your contract? Is he still on?
Man, good? When we sign, we just
not everybody has 100 talents.
We just working for the white labels. We ain't signing nobody. This ain't independent. Yeezy's the only 100% owned independent, black owned or whatever. I don't know if it'll be owned after this interview. But you get what I'm saying? Like when we sign something, we don't sign someone. We're signing someone to the bigger Vivendi slave ship, to the bigger universal slave ship. Right. Y'all saying, all his tweets was crazy. You know why Prince gave me the song Jail? Because he liked what I did. And he's like, I like what you did with them contracts.
You said Prince gave it to you. Right.
Man, he definitely. Guess who's going to jail tonight? You know what I'm saying? A Gemini spirit.
People who don't, because he was on that tip.
Yeah.
Just people don't know. You're talking about Prince.
Yeah, I'm talking about
ass out Prince.
And Prince trying to get away from corporations, disconnect.
Prince with the slave on his cheek.
Yeah, slave on his cheek, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson, bro. This man.
Okay, we got to get through quick time.
Go ahead.
It's not going to be quick, man.
It's not going to be quick. But I like
if you want your flowers, it's like, man, if you took Kobe Bryant, Michael Jackson, Prince, the existence of Kanye West, oh, he's so crazy. It's like, okay, well, if I'm crazy and it's up, then it's up.
Then it's up. All right, let me move on to the next.
Remember what he said in the first part about crazy in our society. Crazy is used to label people. Um, it's a tag for conformity. It's a control tactic, actually. So if you think about it, if they can label you as crazy, then that's going to basically herd other followers to make likely decisions that the society smiles on.
Questions. Biggie or Big Pun?
Well, Biggie for me, but equal level. They equal geniuses though.
I love that. Okay, let's move on.
I gotta take a shot.
Yeah, we know that's okay. No. He picked Biggie. You picked Biggie.
We ain't jerking you. We ain't
It felt like he said both, but nah, you said Biggie.
Oh yeah.
Here's where it's get tricky. This is just on the CEO level. This is not artist. This is not just CEO level.
One second, which,
Hold on, let me get it off. Okay, you want to say something genius? Go ahead, go.
With John and Sean John.
John Legend.
No. I just saw it as a rap thing.
Okay.
Puff is my goat and twin. Goat and twin.
So you're not letting. Okay.
So
let's get to it.
with Sean and John, Pusha voted Democrat, voted for Kamala. We ain't seen her since the election either, and. I ain't seen you saw Whole Foods. I ain't seen it since the election. They got 94% of the black female vote. You would have thought Drake was running.
Conspiracy.
I feel so constrained.
Pusha didn't come out and outright diss me to the public.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he like, man, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I didn't diss Virgil when he took the Louis thing. You know what I'm saying? Right. These people came out, and then John Legend, he sounds so white. He was like the rapper. It's just like, man, it's like, where's God in this conversation?
Yeah, that rapper shit. For rap to be so influential, rap is the only major musical orientation that has like such a negative connotation when it's like brought up publicly. Rapping, because they don't say country star. They don't say it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he's a rapper. People are always trampling on creativity, man.
I'm saying, who do you work for? Because if you don't work for God, then you're working for the devil. So who you working for at this point? I'm a man of God. God got me covered. And as long as I'm alive, God's not finished.
God damn it. All right. Let's make some noise for that. This is just on the... Okay. You get lit. Okay.
Yeah, getting busy.
This is just on the CEO level. Jay or Dame? Just CEO.
Absolutely, 1,000% Dame Dash.
Oh, really? Okay. I need an explanation for this one.
Because Dame Dash is the visionary.
Okay.
Give him the creative credit.
The original black hipster. I'm the devil's worst nightmare. I'm Dame Dash with money.
I don't know how to take that one, but continue.
Like, and I'm also Jay and Dame combined. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? Dame has the vision to see it. And this man, I remember, what's his name? Was Steve Rifkin or something? He said, oh, Dame is in Ye's pocket. Hey, white boy, don't ever speak on me and Dame. Don't ever speak on our situation of me taking care of the man that put me on.
Right. Beautiful. Beautiful shit.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you think I'm a man. Not everybody gonna make the money. You know what I'm saying? If you got a community, you're gonna have people who can figure out how to earn. I was one of Jay's best earner. Anytime he needed that beat, boom. You know what I'm saying? So Dave never had to work again. Period. You know what I'm saying? Anything ever need, I'm here. The more and more money I got, this is my family. I'm never gonna let nobody speak on our relationship.
Make some. Beans or the game?
No, Beanie, because even though I talk about
So you went with Beanie.
yeah, Beanie.
So no shots, guy.
Yeah, because of, I always envy, I was jealous of like Busta Rhymes, how perfect he rapped. You know what I'm saying?
Would you battle Busta in the verses?
What'd you say?
Would you battle Busta in the verses?
Man, I'll battle anybody. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, that's it.
I'm sorry.
Battle anybody. I don't care. You tell. I excel. Okay, so
Okay, my bad.
Beanie, just because I'm like, I'm in that like sophisticated kind of like, if I hooped, I would hoop like D Rose or Curry or Kobe or something. Like I'm real like slick. Like
I love how Ye always talks through the lens of style.
just look at my color palette and my whole. I'm like on some like Puff Daddy, like real and Beanie. All the Rockefeller rappers really had. Freeway was like the closest to like the ODB, but I used to say when I wanted to rap, I was like, man, I cut one of my fingers off to have Busta Rhymes' voice. And his skill set. When I wanted to be a rapper back in Chicago, so Beanie is that man. Woo! Like we were just listening to what?
Who else more excitedly cheers other artists on like that? Like if he likes them like that, he'll say something passionate instead of like, oh yeah, he fired. He said something dope, something actually inspirational type of shit, like how it sparked creativity in him, like how he knew he had to take his game further. So it's fire.
What you do is wrong, wrong. The way he was on it, and by the way, here's another thing. I still owe Beanie money, and I've been trying to give him this money for a minute.
He gonna get the money, man.
He gonna get the money.
I think the memo won't get through it. This one.
Oh, he gonna watch it. Go ahead.
Yeah, because
Really? How you owe him money though? I don't understand.
he made up the name Yeezy. He used to call me Yeezy.
Biggs just text me that.
Yeah.
Wait up. This is deep. So he made up the name Yeezy?
He used to call me Yeezy. This is the thing. People who took a liking to me in volatile situations
This is of course legendary.
would always give me a nickname. So it seemed like I was like cool like them. So my boy Mali, that used to sell guns, he's completely legal now. he called me K-Rock. When I would be like on 79th and stuff like, So that was Beanie's name for me when I was at Baseline.
Yeezy.
Like on some, no, that's Yeezy, like make him one of us. He let me wear a state property chain, like he really just embraced me. Because it was like the most.
Some money, man. You do. Give him a little something, man. Give him a little something, man. That was real. That's some real shit right there. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, on another topic for which I assume I'll have to get to here, a source connected to Astroworld tells TMZ someone in the crowd went crazy and began injecting people with some sort of drug. A source connected to the Astroworld tells TMZ someone in the crowd went crazy and began injecting people with some sort of drug, which caused panic and then a surge. The source says authorities are trying to determine if those who went into cardiac arrest were the ones injected. We're told one of those who died is a 10-year-old. The source says it appears to be a targeted attack. We have not confirmed this report, but the source is a key person involved in the festival. If you can, when it comes to like these seemingly sacrificial rites, you gotta pay attention to the solstice patterns and shit like that, because not all of these type of weirdo happenings are coincidental.
Okay.
And I've been trying to give it to him. It's like, man, this man made up it's like, the lady who made the Nike swoosh, Phil Knight, went back and made sure she was straight. Or the lady that made the fidget spinner. I don't know if she's straight yet, but
Who the nigga that made the thong? Because he needed to some money too.
When did Cisco?
Yeah. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Kiss or fab?
Sheesh.
Take a shot? You can take a shot.
Nah, the thing is, I'm gonna have to say kiss, because what do I want to cut my finger off for? That voice. That voice. And then, man, it's so funny, man. It's just like, people, when I was back in, like, early in my career, rappers used to, like, stop rapping. And now it's like, niggas just really have something to say and have a great perspective. Like, when I work with architects, the architect I work with that's designing the Donda Orphanage and various things, this architect is 80 years old. He just turned 80 in September. Look at, like, Pusha T. Like, look at me. I'm actually 44 years old, and I'm competing at the highest level at 44. It's like LeBron or, like, 7-ring Brady, you know, competing at that level. And that's how Jada... That Jada's obviously Fab.
Never caught him saying Brady. Sorry.
Both of them got bars that I just always loved. Also, another thing, it's like they was in the game before me. So me and Monop used to ride around Chicago.
John Monopoly.
Yeah, John Monopoly. We used to just ride around and marvel at, you know, the new Swiss Beats with them on it, and just, and then Mace Murder and DMX, and this is like our... Man, like, I mean, I'ma always look at people that way, you know, the way that I always see them as gods, as, you know.
So this one should be easy for you.
Yeah.
Nas or Jay Electronica?
Well, it's Nas because that's who.
I had a real dope Jay Electronica period. I gotta say, Spiritual is more in touch with Jay Electronica though. Early on, Nas as an intro to what rap really meant as a kid, as a young ass kid, like a 5-year-old, but Jay Electronica and some intellectual shit.
Because Nas is my favorite rapper, because it's Nas.
Right.
What do you mean? It's Nas. Nas is Nas. He's like ordained in our video game to be the best rapper and considered to be the best. You know what I mean? It's Nas. His name is synonymous with greatest rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the end of the...
Except one time I caught him with Vans on. I didn't like it.
Right. I played basketball against him, and that's when I knew hip hop was dead.
You know, he can't ball for shit. He can't ball for shit. Nas, basketball. I'm sorry, Nas. You know I love you, but I do not let him win. His friends be letting him win, so he thought he was good. But I let him know, not the y'all. I got. Okay, Pharrell or Timberland? Beat wise only.
I'm gonna roll with Timberland because of the sample style and the fact that when he came through Virginia, and Virginia is a very...
Pharrell's from Virginia as well, just in case you don't know.
They definitely both are. They both are.
And that was a shot. Come on, Lee, give us
They both from Virginia. Yeah.
He had me questioning it for a second.
Because Pharrell definitely gonna call you about that one. What do you mean? Nigga, I'm from Virginia too, yeah. Come on, let's take a shot.
Yeah.
All right, salute, goddammit. Our show is about giving people their flowers.
Yeah.
We really want to give you your flowers. We want to give you your praise. You're really one of the most inspirational people in hip hop. I've never seen anybody, like when Yeezus drop, when the sneakers drop, I see people outside the doors, and it make me be so proud that I could call you a friend, I could call you a person that I communicate with, and I really, really am proud of you, and we fucking love you out this motherfucker. You gotta take the shot, it don't count.
Tap.
Let's do it. So, all right, cool. We moving on. Holy moly guacamole, this is good.
Oh no, I gotta give at least one short explanation about Timberland. The reason why I say Timberland.
Because he's from Virginia.
That's the reason.
Unlike Pharrell.
No, it's that kind of Fred Hampton, Javante, Jodeci, that chord, that church thing, that Detroit, Deep House, Chicago, Deep House, those church chords. That's it.
Okay.
Timberland was one of the main thing that we do at Sunday service is that we want to do Fred Hammond. We want to get Jodeci.
Right now,
so even when I did this album, Emmanuel's, a Christian sound, our notes, you would think it's like some Catholic choir, but the notes have the updated operating system. It has those type of chord progressions.
Right.
Now, mind you, like Pharrell get them the chords though.
Because you know why I feel like Pharrell is actually lost members of native tongue.
Yeah.
Did I get that accurate?
Yeah.
Because like you guys weren't tough guys to quote unquote, but you guys were hip hop. Is that accurate or I'm a little Habiki got me?
Yeah.
A little bit. Habiki got you a little bit.
Okay, all right. MPC 3000 or MPC 2000 XL?
Yeah, the 2000. I use the 2000, so I gotta go with the 2000.
I don't know.
You still using it?
Yeah, I still use it. I still use the ASR on the 2000. Yeah.
Okay, analog or digital?
Recording equipment.
I just say analog. Right off back. I like shoot stuff in 16 millimeter, but we use Pro Tools.
Okay.
Right.
So
Anytime you could be analog and both digital, that's going to always be the best management experience because analog can be applied to the digital or physical universe. And of course, digital workspaces are the future.
Fat Joe or Ja Rule?
Well, Fat Joe, because I grew up. He had gotta flow, Joe.
Gotta flow, Joe. Flow, Joe. Right. Okay. Puff Daddy or Dr. Dre?
Well, Puff Daddy because we twins.
I like that. That's enough. We good.
Man, also he got that. You know what I mean? It's just like
Puff a Gemini? Nah, you're not a Gemini.
That's that.
It's Puff everything,
Is
man.
he a Gemini?
He everything.
Yeah, that's it. That's like what consequence is like.
I'm a Gemini.
That's that bop. Like the, it's just like Puff's bop is closer to. Like Dre's got his bop is like the West Coast bop, but I really was like on some trying to put the shakers and trying to be all the hitmen in one.
So Swiss Beats or Just Blaze?
Well, Swiss Beats definitely because Just Blaze is a copycat. He get credit for the blueprint, and I did the first half of the blueprint, and he just copied my half and got to do. I mean, look where I'm at today. Look where he at today. So that should show you.
Jay-Z was on a group call that like included Jack Dorsey, and he was just saying like when people do like promo demo tapes, they ask for a certain feature, and so the participating artists are all going to pander to that sound, that sonic style, for the sake of that potential album. So it wasn't him completely copying him. It was more so him following directions on what the album was looking for.
No, what do you mean? I be hearing and then it be all over the radio. I have my girlfriend from Chicago who be in Hot 97 and stuff, listen to the radio. It'd be another Just Blaze song, another Just Blaze song.
Vegas gonna be happy.
All right.
No, I like the originators, man.
Okay.
I don't mind the copycats too. And by the way, you just gotta say it like it is. You know what I'm saying? I said if somebody copy me, I'm like, you copy me. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that copycat shit, like if somebody copies you, are they gonna acknowledge it? What's the best way to get the language out there so everybody know who was the originator of the swag?
I tell Trav like, yo, you copy me, boy. And it's like, but I love you, but just know what it is. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta be, no, but hey man, it's our community, man. We can this the other thing, when I had the record where I'm saying Virgil and Drake, just because I say somebody's name don't mean it's a beef record. Right. This is not beef. I ain't saying nothing.
Hatred.
I just said I put these two men on the same text. I said, stop it with the funny mess. Like, don't man, we ain't
You
operating.
just rhyme.
Yeah.
Put the two on the same text.
Yeah.
Stop it with the funny mess.
Yeah, that's what
a bar?
Yeah, that's on the song.
Continue. Totally
I'm saying names because I don't like subliminals. I don't like subs, bait, 808s.
Sub, the preface to under, below. Subliminal. That ghost disrespect.
I don't like nothing where I can't see. It's like, just be straightforward.
Right.
Whatever it is, I honor that. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, hey, this is how I feel. This is how you feel, and let's talk on that way. Let's not talk through no managers. Let's not talk through no assistants, no bodyguards, nobody using you.
You hit me direct.
Yeah,
You
right?
hit me direct.
Right.
You
You said, who you talk to?
I was like, who? He's like, he said, formerly known as Kanye. It's that nigga.
He still didn't believe it. I believe it.
Listen, formerly known as Kanye. That's him. That's him. All right, cool. Okay. Busta or Missy? They both from Virginia now.
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
Busta Rhymes and Missy Elliott is such a weird, Missy Elliott. That's such a weird counter comparison.
I just playing.
Nah, but I look at them as different genres though, a bit. But you talking about like if it's videos,
Artist.
yeah,
Or whatever in your mind
Yeah, whatever in your mind.
is the criteria that you create.
that's same actually. Then
Same? Take a shot then, goddammit. Come on, baby. We outside. We your cutback.
Dale Chanchi.
Where my cutback? I don't got my own shot glass.
Yeah, how you have a shot glass? What you been doing?
I've been doing this, motherfucker. How you doing? Salud. What is that? You drinking
Mama Juana,
again?
Mama Juana.
Please don't confuse your cup with that shit.
Represent Dominicanos, hey!
Hey, I'm sorry. I love y'all Dominicans, but Mama Juana, not so much. But I love my Dominicans.
woof.
Okay.
Yo, let me tell you, I want to make clear why I have a major problem. It's a publicist because she promotes fear. And if my wife can be scared, who the main person she gonna be scared of? And then after that, who my kids gonna be scared of? If you promote the idea of fear and reading every single...
Again, more to come on the Hollywood handlers and how some of the actual pipelines work. I'm going to do a really deep reaction video. It's going to be excellent. It's going to be one of those ones. So I'm going to need a lot of people to be engaged so we can do some cross research into this and all at the same time here simultaneously while we work on the video and reaction because it's really explosive stuff.
comment and be in her ear all the time giving these mid-level suggestions. Not one suggestion I would ever take from this person, but all the suggestions I gave my wife, now she on the cover of Vogue, now she a multi-billionaire, but now my relationship is, and then whenever it's something about our press or what the kids' names is, she part of putting that information out, but then she over my house. And I told her on the phone a week ago, I said, I'm being nice. Y'all want to keep playing with me? If it's up, then it's up, because at the end of the day, I got to protect my children at all costs. And if they use...
I don't think I'm a fan of if it's up, it's up. I think that shit sounds corny. Not because Ye said it, but I hear people saying that shit. I think that shit sounds corny as fuck.
Using their version, I'm using my version, because guess what? I could get Nori number.
That's right.
And what's my daughter's name? Nori.
By the way, one of my best compliments I ever had in my whole life. We was going to see you perform, to watch you perform. This is the first time I think you did the circle, when you was in the circle, and you grabbed your wife. I was with my wife. You grabbed your wife and you grabbed her. You pulled her over to me. And the E-cameras was right in my face. I turned red, even though I'm brown. I turned red, and I'm like, damn, I just want to say hi to you. And you said...
Colorism is really interesting because it like creeps its way in really seamlessly. It's always under the guise of a joke. The same is with right-wing gaslighting language. It's a joke, it's a funny, it's a joke.
This is who we named our daughter after. And that's just the biggest compliment I ever got. It's two of the biggest compliments I love. Is when you did that and when Cormega said you learning on the job and you winning. And I don't know how to think. I don't know. Do I get a free beat or something? Let's move on. Because this is so great. Okay, Outkast or UGK?
Okay. The UGK is crazy.
Yeah, Outkast for me.
Okay. That was pretty cool. Scarface or Ice Cube?
I just talked to Scarface yesterday. It's so crazy. And then
Scarface.
you know, I'll be hanging with Cube. Shit. For me,
It's a shot.
Low key, Ice Cube has like the prototypical voice from the mid 90s for rap. So if you thought of a rapper in the last 10 years, most likely you thought of him as like the burrowing voice over the beat, over a loud, obnoxious city beat, like pioneer shit.
I'm trying to see who influenced me more. I like Cube better personally for like if I play his listen and that, but Scarface is more influential to me as a rapper and to everyone as a rapper. He's another important part because when Scarface switched his style, when he started turning his words like around like Mary, I got this love for him in my life, and indeed another form of life. Jay would add that. Scarface flowed his flow. I'm talking about people who added to the flow. You get what I'm saying? It's not a specific thing where people could even rap like Ice Cube, because Ice Cube until he like really did the yay and like added a style to it. His style was kind of similar to mine, where it's like it was sort of you couldn't pinpoint it, you couldn't imitate it, couldn't. It was just like Cube. Me and Cube is both Geminis. We both.
That's true. Me, Cube, and Kanye West, we all Geminis. You feel me?
Saying the same thing. We both from Virginia.
Yeah, Gemini.
He's a Gemini too.
My wife's a Gemini. Y'all taking the Gemini.
Andre 3000 Gemini.
Specifically Geminis. Yeah, Gemini's got the most goats in rap though.
Okay, so basically you're saying Cube.
Biggie's a Gemini.
You're saying Space. Oh, you're saying Cube.
I'm saying taste like my music is. I love both of them, but I'm gonna say Cube. But I'm gonna say Scarface is more influential as rap because he added, like you gotta look at rap like it's the NBA, and there's certain people. Remember Kobe used to shoot up like this, or like AI, or people have added things to the overall
Stylistic traits. Important though. People want claim over stylistic traits, People want to be able to say like I was the purveyor, I was the pioneer, that look, that thing, that movement, that style. That leg sleeve, that hand, that bandana, that flow style.
game. The half of the NBA is like number 23. It's people, and Scarface added something to it that people don't pinpoint enough. And that's specifically when he did that flow. I would like to get into the science of rap and the science of music. We can get into that. Go ahead.
But we're gonna move on though. Travis Scott.
That would be great to hear him like literally talking about that. The science of music. Giving away some keys.
Or Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi. Because Travis is a mix of me, Cudi, and Rocky.
Jesus. Okay. Little Baby or The Baby?
Man, what I was saying is like, No, because they both are equally adding
Little Baby.
something new to rap itself. Like, it's mad people that rap. Like, people just rap like Lil Baby. Like, there's so many people just rap like Lil Baby.
You could pick both. Well, pick one.
Okay.
You can pick. Take a shot. If you pick both, you sound like you said both.
I'm gonna go with Lil Baby.
Okay, I respect.
Because I did say Lil Baby is my favorite rap. Because the thing is, when I just hear his raps, he was it was a concert playing, and it just put me into a mode. It's like he hit something. And that's what like rap, it gotta, and that's the thing, if niggas that's what like rappers I feel like lose that ability to really put people in that mode where they wanna like do better at business, work out, create, whatever they want to do. It's like, if you lose your, because it ain't nothing. It's nothing I said in this interview that's not what I would say in this interview.
In real life.
Yeah, not that I wouldn't feel, and I think it's interesting that it comes off as shocking in any way, because I'm not really saying nothing shocking. It's like, you know John Legend gonna always show up and just do whatever them folks tell him to do, man. You know, it's that's not a shocking thing, man.
Now, low key, like not even low key, high key. This is another example of tribalism right here. Just how it sneaks in. You know, it's insidious like that. Like, it's like the whole sellout community. That's the sellout mentality that's embedded into communities. If you step outside of your tribe in any way, in any meaningful way, like I was telling a buddy the other day, and getting ready for this reaction a little bit, just chatting with him. It's almost like, it's funny because people want to spend money in the Asian community, they want the Asian community to spend money with them. They want the Spanish community to spend money with them, the Mexicans and Anglos and Aborigines and Australians and Germans. Everybody should do business with you, but to me, it seems like it's a diss if you need to do business with all these different camps, but you could never date them, no. You could never marry them, no. All because of the imposed norms on you, like by your sister, by your aunt, your grandma, and they tell you, oh, you better not bring so and so home, you better not do this and that. There's something limiting about that shit, you know? Because are you satisfying yourself, or are you just satisfying the expectations of the camp that you're in?
I'm too much into this. Okay, Wu-Tang or NWA?
Definitely Wu-Tang. Would you have me stumped if you said Wu-Tang or Mobb Deep?
Wu-Tang or Mobb Deep?
Too late. They both from Virginia.
All right. Damn, I'm gonna skip this one. I'm gonna go Ray or Ghost.
Sheesh.
Is this a shot?
Well, Ghost.
Okay.
Because I'm a little bit more on the spectrum. I'm a little bit more on the crazier side of things. So I have a tendency to have been emotional in the past and to do things in an emotional way. And the funny thing is, people will say after the interview that, oh, yeah, you made it harder for yourself. I said, no, I made it easier for myself. Don't text me, nigga. I don't want the cap. You know, like, period. I don't like caps. I made it. I want to simplify my amount of friends. You know, my amount of people that I go over their crib or to their spot and stuff. So, yeah, go ahead, though.
Okay, I wasn't ready for none of this. Funk Flex or Kicker?
Can you please be quiet? Be quiet. Okay, sorry about that.
Free.
Oh, snap.
DJ wise, obviously.
Yeah, Funk Flex, because it was a part of, you know, have people have hoop dreams, you have rap dreams. Funk Flex voice, or he played. I still be like, we play Otis. There is no Otis without Funk Flex.
Man.
There's no Fabi on the album without Funk Flex. I heard him do the freestyle on Funk Flex and got him a jet.
Foreign Fabio. Okay.
Yeah, to Atlanta. That
I was hoping you was gonna fly
day.
me out. I was like, yo, I wanted to be flued out.
Yeah.
I'm fucking with you, guys.
I like that term. Yeah, so it's funny because Chris Rock, we had the song, me and Jay had the song Ham, and I was very into that tempo, the 60 or 120, 50, that tempo that niggas of Paris eventually end up being. And for people that not like, I remember Boo called me like, is that he texted, that's your first single? And
Niggas in Paris or?
No, Ham. Was it Ham? Now, mind you, Ham was the first time we ever saw the Givenchy dogs. because we had Givenchy, Ricardo Tisci, head designer, that did the gold cover, that was doing all the Rock Wilders, did that cover. The first time you ever actually saw the dog was on me and Jay-Z first single Ham. So I remember LeBron was losing in the championship, and it actually said, "Who's watching the throne?" And I took a track off of what was going to be my album, Follow Up to Dark Fantasy, that I had heard when we all was at dinner, and it was the Otis sample. And I chopped it up, and I was gonna go to Milan to do something in fashion, and I was about to be late for the flight. I had a Don C snapback on and a tank top in the Mercer, just chopping up Otis, because I was like, "Yo, we not gonna lose this game. We not gonna lose this game no matter what. I'm gonna give you all this. I took New Day off of my next album. I took Otis on my next album, and we got to this big argument because he had this song called Holy Grail that he had just."
Otis was legendary, by the way. Otis is still hard right now. If you play Otis right now, it would be hard as fuck.
Justin Timberlake on it. And I was like, we need to put this on his album. And then he's like, nah. And that's why everybody knows Jay is very selfish. And we had a very
Damn, I didn't know this. Go ahead.
Come on, it's Jay-Z, man.
I love it. I love him. Go ahead, continue.
No, we all love him, but he's very selfish. And that was he'll say, he's like, man, I'm selfish. I'm selfish.
Okay.
So he wouldn't
Yo, Ye impersonates Jay like really perfectly. It's funny as hell.
give that song. I'm like, man, how I'm giving all of
so
this.
what you're saying is Holy Grail was originally supposed to be on Watch the Throne?
No, it was supposed to be on his album.
Okay.
But he
And I
asked for it.
said, we need this because we don't need to be losing like how LeBron and them had just lost in this championship.
He wanted to
People
make
was
the
gonna-
album better.
I wanted to make the album better. He wanted to say the album. It's something that I heard that...
And that's when y'all fell out? Because,
No, we fell out many times. It's my brother.
Okay.
So whenever you do some J shit and I do some Ye shit, we don't say shit.
Right. That's some real shit.
That's some real shit.
Yeah.
When I get lifted, I don't know why John Legend voice just came up into my head. That's the drinks.
I forget the psychological effect that's called.
Oh my God. I'm so ready for this.
All right, so anyway, what were we talking about? The song that
You can move on if you want.
Holy Grail.
No, Holy Grail.
Holy Grail, yeah, that's very important.
We got mad about that. I was like, how I'm giving all this and you ain't giving the equal amount. And I find that in life, period. I find that, I love Jay so much. It's like I love the city of Chicago so much. And it was always like the same thing with Jay or Chicago. They always wanted it to be somebody more gangster. They didn't want it to be Ye. That was with Kim. Maybe she wanted to be a ball player or something. It was like nobody wanted it to be Ye. Or with the Elfie Mace group and different things, they wanted to be somebody that's more controllable. They didn't want it to be, they didn't want it to be Ye. And it's always like this uphill battle. It's so funny. I just could never erase the way Tata would look at me sometimes when I go to the studio. And I always felt like it was an air of that, like no matter how big you get, nigga, fuck you, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. And that's how I always feel. That's how he always makes me feel. So whenever I get mad at Jay, I get mad at Tata at the same time. I always kind of pull him into the same thing. Cause you'll never forget that, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, what's wrong with my polo type, Like, you ain't gonna look me into a throwback.
Holy moly, go ahead.
I'm gonna keep my polo on. Actually, but people, all the Rockefeller Awards throwbacks because of me, real talk.
Okay.
Because I would go down to Atlanta and they had the Mitchell and Ness stand in the middle of the Lenox Mall. And I'd take my little producer money, and I'm a garmento at the end of the day. My family made the first bootleg Louis Vuitton jogging suits because they would when they would confiscate the drugs inside the Louis Vuitton bags, they cut up the bags. My family went and would take the patches and put them on the clothes. So that means like when they had Howard Hughes died, they called it the Aviator. My film going to be called Garmento, because I am the biggest person, like I said in every interview I've ever been in, the biggest person that ever existed in fashion. You could Google it for the past 3 years. Yeezy has been the number one most Googled brand, most valuable brand on the planet. Don't hit the horns, don't hit no claps. I'm still in the midst of something.
Fucking horns, man. Shit's annoying as fuck.
Go.
So back, but somehow we drifted to the
You the biggest nigga in fashion. Let's just stick with there.
Yeah, no, it was something in the train of thought that I wanted to say before I got to the thing about my family.
He's talking about the throwbacks.
Throwbacks, yeah. So I would come back to baseline, and I have like the Astros, all of something, and then Jay would be like, where you get that from? I was like, Atlanta. Then I come with another one. He's like, oh. I come with a third one and say, what, you live in Atlanta, nigga? So, also, Don C always been like, on like that, hype beast, kind of like selling clothes online since day one, back when the letters was green on the computer screen. And he would be buying stuff for cheaper, and Fab would go and buy his throwbacks from Don.
Fab the artist.
And this before Don became my manager.
Right.
But by the time when me and Don came together, that's what Jim Jones would tell you, that's when we revolutionized it. Because we used to sit there and be like, when we get money, niggas ain't finna be able to see us. When we get this money, and it was me and Don would just be sitting there like, yo, when we get this, and when I got it, went to the Louis store, got all these Louis bags, started doing the shoots with that. I even bought like the Louis suede, it kind of looked like this jacket and stuff. It's just one shoot where I got the glasses, the jacket, the Louis bags. Niggas like, what are you doing with all that Louis luggage and stuff? I don't know. It made me feel regal or something like some coming to America type vibe. So now Don got a store. Right now I'm in the process of, I've asked nicely to get my own Balenciaga store because I like my pull. Sometimes people say they go to Balenciaga store and they be like, man, they don't look like how Ye and Kim be looking and this and that. Like, and I'm like,
your pull means your pick, right?
My pick of the clothes that I picked.
What is the affiliation with Balenciaga? Because a lot of people got mad at Gucci.
Yeah.
Yo, they do be like rocking Balenci. Balenci shit does look hard. His pull, his selection of the items available to him and like him, the highline items, like the highline futuristic, stealthy looking items and shit that they be choosing. He would like to select a Ye story. Like that's how he is. Like he has Yeezy, as he goes on to say, is like the most influential brand right now, most Googled, et cetera, et cetera. But he still wants that hand in Balenciaga to choose a collection out of it under his own name. That's just the creative mind.
When Gucci came out with this lips where they was mocking black people, a lot of people thought that. But Balenciaga and Gucci is are they related?
Yeah, it's the same group. It's Francois Pinault's one of my favorite people. I like, these are my what do you call, not counterparts, but like when y'all work in the same field.
Yeah.
Your peers?
Yeah, these are my peers. Bernard Arnault is my peer.
Right.
Pinot is my peer.
So
Renzo Rosa is my peer. Elon is my peer.
Did you ask this guy?
Bezos is my peer.
Jesus.
Jack Ma is my peer.
Jesus.
Like, I just want y'all to understand who my
Yo, this is a classic Kanye right here. The walkthrough, talk through.
peers are.
Jesus.
Like, as the peers. No, it's fine.
Go ahead.
All the rest is dead.
Yeah. Holy shit. Okay. Those are your peers.
Steve Jobs, Disney, Hughes. Okay. Okay. Now, yes, this is the same company, but man, how about we start owning some stock or some land? What we own? Braids.
Right.
You can't have braids.
Yeah, that shit does sound stupid as fuck. People concerned over minor cultural appropriation effects. I guess I found myself interested in it to some rate because of biting style from other people.
What we own? The N-word? You can't say nigga. But you can't buy your house. You telling somebody what they can't do? The person they own the block can say what the fuck they want to say. And we talking about this our block. You don't own the block. And you know how you own the block? First of all, it's not even what you financially doing it. It's the way you taking care of the block. But that's easy for me to say, right? I had both my parents. I'm amazingly attractive and talented. You know, but we are put, like we say, crabs in a barrel. We are in a barrel. We not to put the 40 acres in a mule. And the more and more we look at like the numbers on YouTube, or this, bust. I don't even gotta watch right now. Pastor gave me a Timex that I wore. I had the one where I had like this
200.
Yeah, I actually bought it that day and I gave it away that day.
Where was I at?
You missed that giveaway.
Because no, it's this pastor,
Right.
and he had no idea what that watch was. When I was taping, I was at a church called Grace Farms that's designed by these architects that I love, named Sana, out of Japan.
Right.
This right went boom. So that shit at the bottom of the screen. Boom, 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 boom. So the pastor was talking to me. He said something. He's like, man, you know why racism? Because he's a white pastor, so he wouldn't just instantly talk to me about racism. Okay. He said, man, racism is a wrong.
And see, that's so interesting too, because that's a really interesting space to occupy, and your peers or people who don't necessarily look like you, being a black masculine man like myself, like when people see me, they think they can't even help themselves. They think this is a black guy. What do I know about black people? And it's like pop culture shit that's been like imprinted upon them. You know, like I'm not seen as a human being. I'm seen as a black guy.
Wrong is because, God don't make junk. And I was thinking like, don't say it like that, man. Don't word it. It's like, no, that's not your explanation for racism. But this man, I'm talking to him about, man, I want to pull my family back together. I'm assuming this interview is not that helpful to that, but
it is.
I don't think it'll hurt.
Don't worry about it. You good?
Yeah, I think so, because I got to get the people about the life that shouldn't be in the life. And that's my wife at the end of the day. So it's like I'm using it because, by the way, I can't do nothing illegal, but this is legal, ain't it? So I'm the priest of my home. So if I need the nanny to get up out there and the publicist to get out there, that's what.
Yeah, that's your family.
See, there's a greater darkness to these comments that he's making right here with that handler shit again.
That's my family.
Handler.
Right. That's real shit.
That's my family, E.
That's real.
That's my family, Hulu.
Right.
That's my family, Hulu.
This is obviously a little key where it gets lit with the the direct call outs to these corporations that can, seemingly take control of your entire life and lifestyle, and have a lot of different clandestine little operations around your lifestyle that influence people in your life to make certain decisions. And it's like if you were the leader of your home, but you just weren't the leader of your home because there's this corporation making a lot of decisions. And because of the weight of those decisions that make both that entity and your household money, they continue to impress those decisions. And usually this type of influence is cataloged influence, where it's like not just one priority. It's like a list of things that must get done in order to accomplish a thing. It's not just one sneaky happening. It's a bunch of sneaky things happening all at the same time.
That's my family, Hulu.
Real shit.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all should have killed me if George Bush don't care about black people. It's up now.
Yeah, it's up. It's up.
And this my family also.
I hate the it's up thing again. Suicided. Interesting stuff.
That's
why I'm here.
Let me ask you, one of the beautifulest
And
things.
get lifted is my family. And ass. I said, man, do not make your first song be called ass. I always want to make a song that if I'm going through the airport and people sing my song, it's my theme music. When you go through the airport, everybody screams out, ass.
Gotta make you laugh.
So, one of the beautiful things I seen you do is after DMX passed.
Give me my tombstone. Go ahead.
After DMX passed, you not only did design the shirt that I got on right now, but you
That that headstone shit, you know, that's that rap shit, you know, that betrayal shit, the uh the inability to be loyal once you've made certain decisions and acquired certain relationships. I'm big on loyalty. I'm big on honor and shit, man. I fucking hate flimsy people. I guess low key is so Gemini to be like, you know, this one fucking thing right here. Like I made this traitorous ass Benedict Arnold decision to befriend somebody who really wasn't there for you and shit. Maybe there's an essence of neediness and shit like that when it comes to loyalty. You know, maybe I'm the needy one because I demand loyalty.
Also attended the funeral.
That's a good circle. The head of Balenciaga designed that shirt.
Oh, okay.
The head of and that's when we started building a relationship because he did a Halloween costume. First of all, he worked at Yeezy season 1. So we were all.
Wait a minute. Wait, the head of Balenciaga worked at Yeezy?
Yes.
Holy shit.
So we're in the.
With the current ubiquitous Yeezy like look that's in right now, I mean that's not hard to imagine.
In the apartment where my wife got robbed.
In France.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
So
The apartment where my wife got robbed. Cat burglary at that level, I mean, you have to know people, and you would have to be able to triangulate individuals' location and have certain relationships. Now, you can't just rob Kim and Kanye West. You can't just rob them. I always think situations like this are inside jobs. Sometimes by the security teams, sometimes maybe even supposedly by the individuals themselves on financial scandals and schemes. It's escaping me now, the word. Fucking insurance scams.
So this is before then, and inside of this, we got Kim Schwab, the head of Skims. She used to be creative director of Yeezy. I brought her over to Skims. They had these weird black wire bras and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm going to give you my creative director because the people that you're in business with, they just trying to use your name. They don't really care about the product. And usually that's how these numbers guys are. And then they start seeing people love the product. Oh, we said we care about the product. Okay. We had in the apartment, you had Jerry Lorenzo, you had Virgil Abloh, you had Kim Schwab, you had me, you had a few other designers. You have Lucette, who's the head shoe designer at Yeezy. Now we have Mark Minor, we got from Nike, who's the head of Yeezy Adidas, and you have Demna, the head of Balenciaga. That's what I'm saying. I'm a community builder. I'm gonna put together the right people at all times.
That's think tanking for a creative effort. Think tanking for societal demands and institutions is much different. But think tanking and creating firms can be applied to personal relationships when you're building trust and honor and you're trying to develop a baby, a thing, an idea, a notion, something to build upon that requires other individuals that you can trust. But I think one of the coolest things about a think tank or a firm or something high level like that is the thought that everybody who's coming in is bringing in some type of genius in order to add to a bigger pulp of genius.
But the people that have in the past been in a position of power gonna try to separate Jay and Dame, separate my mom and my dad, separate me and Virgil. You get me? You see the pattern? That makes it impossible for Black Wall Street. But Wall Street, forever began simply because I thought about it. The way Common said, I thought of our community growing where we not forced to make the choice of whether or not we can afford to have a child. We're not forced to say, I'm gonna have to kill this nigga because he said this and this, that. You never hear about Jewish on Jewish crime. They kill each other in business in a different kind of way. Mm-hmm. But not actually physically taking a life. So when me and Cube went into business on the big three, what I said to him, I said, what we have to do to honor God is we're gonna be noble. We're not killing each other on business. Business always be like 30-page contracts and us doing or getting some. I don't negotiate. I don't do a contract that's more than 1 page. It's very hard to get me to sign something at all. Why I need to sign something? I pay cash. I don't even pay monthly. I just pay. I pay half and half. Somebody like, oh, I want, 300 a year, 200 a year, whatever. I'm like, give me your account number, and then get that 150. And in 6 months, if you did a good job, you get another 150. If you run off after 6 months, then we just ain't gonna be working again until you apologize. Because I'm the most.
Yeah, that boilerplate language, it does allow people to get taken advantage of and roped into obligations that they seemingly didn't comply to or didn't foresee themselves complying to. Got to have those attorneys to look the language over if you're tied into big contracts, that's for sure. I think it's so interesting that he avoids contracts so openly like that. I just think it's really dope that he tries to be like this open book and in his thought process. For however manic it might seem, he's definitely a genius.
Forgiving person, because I still believe in you even when you being less than you are. I got to realize if people take advantage of me, that's something, that's them, they lives being taken advantage of. Something, because I'm a walking Vic, I'm a target. I just say yes to anything. I just can't say no. I'm here to only say yes. That's the key to life. You get what I'm saying?
Jim Carrey in the movie, Yes Man.
Yeah, yes man. I'm the yes man. Anybody something want, you want when me and my dad bonded, my dad used to have to say, I'm working on this.
The Yes Man, Jim Carrey's famous movie where he's for. Well, whose famous movie was that? The Yes Man. Let me look that up just quick. It was Jim Carrey. Stuck in a rut with his negative ways, then he goes on a self-help seminar and learns to unleash the power of yes. Living in the affirmation leads him to all sorts of amazing and transforming experiences. He gets a job promotion and even finds a new romance. Saying yes to opportunities instead of being close-minded. A lot of times we do abate our own energy because we don't believe in ourselves. And sometimes we don't have people around us that can expound our given abilities and say, yo, bro, just, stay on that one thing and keep going. I'm gonna get into this type of thought a little bit more in the future. As with a lot of other notions, but it's really important to have people in your life that can vocalize some energy for you, who understand you in a certain way that they can, and they when they know that you're up to something, when they know that you're interested in something, when they know you're trying to attain a certain goal, you should have people in your lives that can just give you 1/4%, an eighth of a percent, 0.5%. Just to give you, sometimes I can just take you right over the edge, man. Not even that 4%. You can just be taken right over the edge. It might be the difference between really believing in a project that you're heading up and not. Support, like, I'm the type of person, I do a lot of stuff from my own mind and whatnot, and I it's like you're struggling to see if people understand what you're after with the creative stuff. Be it art, be it mechanical, be it woodwork, whatever it might be. Like, it's always interesting trying to toe a line where you've made this thing and you're hoping that this thing could be appreciated for what you made it for and for what it's supposed to represent. And what I'm trying to say is it can be easier to attain that. It can be easier to accomplish that when you have that boost, when it's not just your mom, when it's not just your lady, when it's not just your boy that you've known for 10 years. We got to be better at picking other people up when you see that they're working hard or that they want something. Maybe they're in a bad space, but maybe they want something, but you can still get the sense that they're after something. something's missing from their lives. I think we got to be better at speaking up when you can sense that energy in the room.
This water purification center, I found this new spot. It's gonna cost us $1 million to buy the land. And my dad is pitching to me. My dad ain't had to do one thing for me. He only had to do one thing, nut. He ain't got to do nothing. Yeah. That's all my dad ever had to do was nut.
That's such a interesting thought on self-sufficiency and basically having to be a tyrant through your life to make the decisions that you want or have the endeavors that you want, like really believing and sticking to them. Because it ain't fun growing up without a father and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not for anybody. You should have a wholesome home. You should have had a wholesome home. That's what people deserve. There's a couple different animals it's going to turn you into when you don't have those support systems.
He ain't got to ask me for nothing else. He made me. I told my dad the other day, I said, look, call Andre, who's my cousin, he used to work at Ernest Young. I'm always screaming at him. He does accounting right now. I said, call Andre. Anything in my account is available to you. And if you spend it all up, I'm just going to make more money.
Wow. Gee. Wow.
And that's a multi-billion-dollar situation. That means
That's
every dream that the real Steve Jobs, my dad, the real Steve Jobs.
Wow.
But he didn't make Gold Digger. He didn't get the Yeezy. He didn't have the opportunity. But guess what? He made an earner. Like hoop dreams. Like when somebody's son make it to the league. I made it to the league. My dad.
These are like euphemisms. These are greater euphemisms for messiahship, like for somebody being a messiah figure, a chosen figure. Steve Jobs literally changed the world with the iPhone, literally actually changed how we communicate. I mean, there's a lot of otherworldly countries, unfortunately, that don't have concrete internet connections, and they suffer because of that intellectually. So he is one of those messiah types, maybe obviously gone before his time. Kanye West literally understands that he can whip up the momentum to change lives and change the world, or change the spectrum of the world, change the spin of the world, change how we spin thoughts and how we create thoughts and how we take care of one another. I mean, that's the whole point to a lot of music, obviously, right? It's to uplift or to motivate, to push. It's just that he's taken it to a different literal extent. Again, you know, he uses all those similes to the Bible. Kanye is so interesting, obviously. Just one of the coldest provocateurs ever, leading provocateur.
Dad is a Christian counselor. My dad sleeps in homeless shelters and counsel people. My dad has a water purification center in the Dominican Republic. I'm just my dad. Everything I do that has any kind of nobility in that place is of my dad. Anything I do that's an entertainment is of my mom. And my mom, and education. Because my mom is, an educator. So what I'm saying is, but I would be the type of person that's making my dad give me a PDF.
Right.
You my dad.
Right.
I know about your girlfriend's titty. Listen.
Where did we go with this?
But moving forward, right?
Father God.
PDF to titties, man. PDF titties.
I know what you use some of that money on, but
But moving forward, right? Because we spoke on the phone. It was a great conversation.
this is not things that a man of God should do or say.
And one of the things that you said to me was, you're out of Def Jam. And I felt like you related being out of Def Jam and changing your name in like the same category.
And what's the question on that?
Because so my question is, why, like, after all these years, what are you doing moving forward? You going to be independent? Like, is your next album going to be on Ye? It's going to be on your label, or how does this work?
I'm gonna go public. My thought that I have right now that I'm gonna say out to put it into fruition so other people can figure out how to make it is I have the biggest brand on the planet with Yeezy, with Donda. You know, the richest man on the planet is Bernard Arnault. His last 2 employees used to work for me.
Jesus.
So we have the biggest brand. We moved the Gap stock by $2 billion in like an hour when you put my name next to it. And so I'm gonna take myself.
I mean, it would be a lit experience to wave your hand and just have so much power at your fingertips. I personally don't care about Kanye West's like brashness. Like, I feel more like Kanye West than I do apart from him. So it's hard for me to critique him and say, "Oh, you should be PC," or "Oh, you shouldn't have said that," because I really do believe in saying what's on your heart. And that's one of those ways that you can kind of clock if what he is saying, does he believe that to be a legitimate thought or heart reaction? And it's like when he says shit like that, it's like, damn, you gotta believe him.
So I took this 15-hour ride from Lisbon.
You gotta believe that he believes that shit, which makes me believe the shit. Like I believe that shit, you know. You assign your name to a project and the stock goes up by 2 billion. I mean, that's influence.
Lisbon to Paris, but the thought was I get to take the ride. The ride was beautiful, so it's just a perspective on life. Like when I go through just the different changes in my life, my family, a friend of mine said, "Are you sad?" And when I really thought about it, I started to look at life like it was a video game. I'm like, yo, every part of it is really lit.
Right.
The things that hurt you, the things that you're happy about, the things that push your ego, that support your ego, the things that down your ego. Like I've been saying this like for a couple weeks. Like ego and anger love to hang out. They best friends.
Oh, absolutely.
Ego and anger. Oh
Yeah,
shit, I didn't know that.
They hype each other up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So the
They
more,
cousins?
yeah, they definitely,
Okay,
they
cousins.
definitely blood.
Okay. Cool.
So the more and more, you know, you lean into your ego. You know, I wrote this song that for Donda that, you know, we're gonna bring out on the bonus album. That's saying on the deluxe. But it said, if I let go, let God and let go. I gotta let it go. I gotta let's go. And then it's funny, he's got this line that makes you think about Miami. It says, fly into the Mondrian, dun, dun, dun. Actually, it had the next line, but I like the opening line. But it's like going to Paris. I get there and I get to the Ritz Hotel and they say they ain't got no rooms. And
Somehow I messed up the feedback. If anybody remembers exactly where we are, I can scroll back.
no, that's not your explanation for racism. But this man, I'm talking to him about, man, I want to pull my family back together. I'm assuming this interview is not that helpful to that, but
It is.
I don't think it'll
Don't
hurt
worry
it.
about it. You good?
yeah, I think so because I got to get the people about the life that shouldn't be in the life. And that's
Yes.
my wife at the end of the day. So it's like, it's gonna cost us $1 million to buy the land. And my dad is pitching to me. My dad ain't had to do one thing for me. He only had to do one thing, nut. He ain't got to do nothing. That's all my dad ever had to do was nut. I know what you use some of that money on, but
But moving forward, right? Because we spoke on the phone. It was a great conversation.
this is not things that a man of God should do or say.
And one of the things that you said to me was, you're out of Def Jam. And I felt like you related being out of Def Jam and changing your name in like the same category.
And what's
So far, what I personally take out of this conversation, for which I kind of mentioned a couple of times throughout, is just the idea and the notion of community and loyalty. Some of the creative pressures maybe some individuals face. Man, sometimes I feel like maybe that's how I end up looking at life. It's like what I take out of this most is like trying to separate the community effort from the competitive effort.
So what's the question on that?
Because so my question is why, like after all these years, what are you doing moving forward? You going to be independent? Like, is your next album going to be on Ye? It's going to be on your label, or how does this work?
I'm gonna go public. My thought that I have right now that I'm gonna say out to put it into fruition so other people can figure out how to make it is I have the biggest brand on the planet. With Yeezy, with Donda, you know, the richest man on the planet is Bernard Arnault. His last 2 employees used to work for me.
Jesus.
So we have the biggest brand. We moved the Gap stock by $2 billion in like an hour when you put my name next to it. And so I'm gonna take myself public and create a universal basic income and go public for a T.
Like publicly traded?
Do we all know what a T is?
No.
$1 trillion.
Yeah, but publicly traded public.
Yes,
right?
and make a universal, not even universal basic income, but universal wealth. Because if everybody...
By the way, the Saudis have trillions in assets and wealth. They have trillions in assets and wealth. Nobody's ever really into Marxist wealth redistribution, you know?
Everybody has 100,000 a year. Some people could spend it wrong, right. But it changes what we value. Right now, they pumping so many logos and so many, you know, all the wrong kind of concepts, but it's inside of us. We collectively are God. We as a collection, God is in us. So collectively, we are God. As we move, like when they move around Mecca, when you see that, you see God inside of that. The way those people are moving. Once we move and we realize that we just all have to be on one accord, like to do what Quincy Jones did in the studio, but do that to our life, that we all in one accord. When I go and say something that's about Drake, about John Legend, I'm just tuning the note so that we could play a symphony.
I'll let you keep going. I'll be scared to stop you now, man. Okay, holy moly. I forgot we still on quick time slide. Okay, this is the last one. Fuck it, because I got more, but I got 2 more. That's it.
Yeah.
Mobb Deep or MOP?
Well, Mobb Deep, but with Mobb Deep, my favorite group. So
Bringing up Queen's Price right now. Keep going.
yeah. Mobb Deep is my favorite group.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And then it's collective, it's like a tie between Wu-Tang and Tribe. But it's Mobb Deep is in Quiet Storm. It's like, you know what I mean? I just feel very like, just even the way I present myself now when I'm doing the leather, this side just feels very, Mobb Deep had this like slickness to it. I know, you know, it's like Belly, the beginning of Belly. When I would hear, then I think about Quiet Storm. Quiet Storm looks like,
Belly. Legendary. I think he even speaks on Belly and like how it depicted the peoples, subjugated peoples, gangsters, pimps and prostitutes, players in a beautiful light, in a poetic contrast.
the beginning of Belly. And that's what I love. I had the most Hype Williams videos out of any artist of all time.
And
And
you spending that money.
yeah, but me and Hype are good friends. People used to say, y'all ain't gonna get along. Y'all both assholes. About this, my best friend is Hype Williams. And what I liked is, man, he made Ja Rule look like 8 feet tall. He knew how to. And by the way, Ja Rule is 10 feet tall inside. You get what I'm saying? We can't.
Yo, he wasn't trying to clown him. He wasn't trying to clown Ja Rule. He looks over his left shoulder and they're giggling. And he's like, no, it's not disrespect. Like he was talking about Hype Williams, genius, not trying to clown on Ja Rule.
Kings at the end of the day. So I'm not saying this because I would never say nothing to ever disrespect Irv Gotti or Ja Rule. I rock with them. I love them. Irv is my man. If I say something that I said, whatever I said with John or Big Sean or Trav, whatever, these are the things that this is how I honestly feel as far as like Irv Gotti. I love Irv Gotti, bro. This is like, I just can't even just express the amount of love. So I don't even want that to even be taken as like no halfway
No, we got
slight whatsoever.
It's our family too. It's our family too.
But so he, you know, he showed us as kings. You know what I mean? It's like, when we do these cameras, if you take the camera, we can. Some of the things I would do is like put a camera this way that goes this direction, because you're gonna look like a god. He took that camera a little bit lower, and when you sit it, my dad was a photographer also, so he explained that to me. And you look a certain kind of way. The press, the way they paint us, will make us feel like that's all we could be, and that it makes our ceiling like that. But Hype went in and painted us a certain kind of way, and when you saw Belly, they made sure it wasn't one after that. I did them 2 listening sessions, right? Them 3 listening sessions. This shit was the craziest shit ever.
Talking about in the Mercedes
Chicago,
stuff, yeah. Okay.
I brought my mama home to show.
You had Marilyn Manson out there with
Marilyn Manson. We doing a GD anthem. Like it's up, right?
Right.
Was it some listening sessions after that? Could Live Nation figure out a listening session? We gotta open it next spring.
So I'm not completely sure what he's referencing, like right now, but what he's alluding to is just like how certain depictions get suppressed and stuff like that because they need to keep the narrative subjugated. They need to keep the narrative. My real opinion on this here is that what he's citing on is the niggardly effect of the media trying to. They make it seem as if there's no sophisticated black men. Everybody is. If you're a rapper, you're not only a stupid rapper poet, but you're also come from poverty, and that's all rap represents is poverty. It doesn't represent creative reaction or poetry or a sense of hyper intelligence or wordsmithing. It's pointed at you, and when they suppress certain productions and they suppress certain stylistic productions, it helps to curtail society. It's the sheep way. It's like, they help curb opinion in a certain way. So the buckwheat black guy or the country black dude is all you really see. You don't see players. You don't see like real players, like real thinkers, real men, real masculine men. Like nowadays, if there's a black role or African American role available, it's like it's not even going to a man. It's going to a non-cisgendered person. It's going to somebody who is nothing like myself. And that makes you feel a certain way. I got to be honest. It makes you feel like, why do they want to dismantle the image of a strong black man so much? Why has there always been so much effort to dismantle the image? Why do you think that is?
Hype Williams, you don't take all that making people look like who they are shit up out of here. And get that on up out of here. Better.
He's passionately affected by this stuff. This is the underspeak in the community, in the hip hop community, in the functional side of the community that is entertainment. He's an insider. You can tell this like just gets him riled up. Depiction is important.
What'd you say?
Elon Musk or Nikola Tesla?
Nikolai.
I don't know the beat. Good.
Well, I gotta say, Elon, because we be too. That's another thing. We be too like in the past, bro. Great, Tesla, great. But, Elon making my cars now. Elon making my rockets now. Elon making me smoke weed with my Joe Rogan, with Nori over here.
See, there's something odd about building rockets and iPhones and Teslas and saying, my tribal Joe Rogan. It's just something intellectually flagellant about that, you know. It just disappoints me.
I with R. You know what I'm saying? It's like Black History Month. Cancel, right? Put this on Black Twitter right now. Ye says cancel Black History Month. Why? I need Black Future Month. I need
Any of these lanes to say that people should have a month is another very strong way of subjugating people. Basically, like bootstrapping them to victim mentality shit, and it creates a big time versus mentality. And it definitely doesn't help peoples to think better of themselves.
Black Possibility Month. I'm tired of seeing us getting hosed down. I'm tired of talking about slavery and how we should only.
That's true, and that's what I'm basically saying is it basically just fits to be a reminder of such of the past. They're not showing strong men, Wakandian men and all that shit, right? They're not showing strong men. They got to keep reminding you that they used to sick their dogs on you and shoot you down with water hoses, and the white hoods would show up at your house in the middle of the night and bring your shit down. They got to remind you of that shit. They want to keep reminding you of that shit. That's psychological warfare.
Be so lucky to vote for a woman we ain't seen since the election. I mean, we should.
Jesus, can't go there. Okay, large or primo. Large professor or primo. I'm trying to get off away from this.
Y'all thought I wasn't gonna get killed by the end of this interview. I'm doing everything I can, bro. No, we can't. No more Black kids. This is here to remind you of who they want us to be and not who we really are, bro.
Mm-hmm. Here comes the next reference to the Moors. And the true Hebrew blood of the black man, the Africana man. A peaceful spirit that was bastardized, like a lot of other indigenous tribes. More on the Spaniards and conquistadors and Anglo-Saxons and shit, and the Germanic tribes. More on that.
And you know when I say they, who there's overlapping they.
That's college you talk about. They don't want you to eat them sandwiches.
Yeah, because they don't love you. They will put up with you, but they do not love us in that way, and they are afraid of what is inevitable. Yeah. You ever seen the kid in Tiananmen Square in front of the tank?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of lore on this stuff as it pertains to the Moors. The FBI director in the 50s, suppressing the potentiality of a messiah figure in the black community and other suppressed communities. It definitely goes in play. It definitely plays with competition and revenge and vengeance and eternal vengeance and biblical vengeance. It's like keeping the Israelis and the Palestinians at war with each other instead of working together. It's the same type of misnomer. It's the same type of distraction tactic.
Yo, I got a gun pulled out on me like about 3 weeks ago. I was out in Belgium because I had a full mask on. So it was
the white mask?
No, full mask on. So the cop came, but when he came, he had the gun out at the beginning, and I was like, well, I guess this is it.
You said that out loud?
No, that's just what I thought. I was like, well, because if he gonna pull, I'm like, nigga, nigga, don't play with me. I want to see my mama.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? God used people like this. You know, that I could come right here and let y'all know y'all entrapped. Ain't made it nowhere.
Right. Right.
Y'all aiming at the wrong people. I love Drake. I love Drake.
He's talking to this production, by the way, for Drink Champs, because what he's saying in Light Again is power isn't what's awarded to you. Power is taken, or power is mounted. Power is always strategically oriented. And to have real power is to be the entity, not to be Drink Champs. That's what he's saying in a tongue-in-cheek way.
Drake, Lucien, how you like that one? How you like that one? I love Drake Vivendi. How you like that one? I love Drake Disney. How you like that one? Why don't y'all collaborate and listen? Come get me.
See, so this stuff is so dark. Like, people, I don't think people really realize like what this stuff really means societally. Like the fact that two of our greatest figures are they're pitted against one another, instead of being allowed to collaborate for the better of humanity, is really interesting. It's really interesting.
What y'all gonna do? Y'all Me Too me? Y'all come up with some type of scam? Y'all gonna come up with something?
And they do Me Too people. Is it Watson, like the quarterback for the Texans? They do Me Too people. If you know, you know.
And try to take me? No, God had me for a reason, because if I was at Nike, you think I had been able to wear a red hat? You think I've been able to have an opinion? You think I've been able to show you we can have an opinion? That's all you needed to see. We are not immune from who we influenced by. Right here, I'm here to love.
And that's the thing that in 2012, when the great 2012 scandal stuff was happening and people were starting to look into alternative thought theory, a lot of people would say there was going to be this great awakening, new age, transcendence. And what it's all about is basically having an understanding of your place in society, based on what's true and what's been told to you. And that's what waking up out of programming is really all about, is understanding that, like, when you were fucking born, you were born into the Monopoly game. Like, the fucking streets were named already, the school was named already, like, society was already working in a certain way. So there's almost no real room for pioneers. Like, our society is such that there's no room for pioneers anymore. It's like all about fucking conformity. You're falling in line. You know, this is the precedence, fall in.
Like, light it up, then I'm gone. But after an interview like this, I did my job. But if I hadn't come to you and said this and kept it to myself, then God couldn't have used me. You know what I'm saying? I only fear God, as I said, and I'm not always obedient. You know, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on out here. You know what I'm saying? I fall short. They say Moses killed the man and all that, you know, before God called on him. Man, our freedom is, first of all, let's do everything we can to keep our children. There's a foundation that has been started. I actually bumped into the gentleman whose dad started a foundation in Israel that gives money to women who are thinking about not having a baby. And that's the exact time that I'm on.
Again, that's an undercut reference to Margaret Sanger of Planned Parenthood. That is community building. What he's talking about is really having control over communities.
That's what we own. That's what we own. We own God time now. Somehow I made it this far, man. You know, to be able to give y'all this information.
Beautiful. Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, praise God, bro. And that's, I'm telling you, I know it's also kind of funny when I'm talking about John and Big Sean and
Grab some orange juice, baby. Okay. Thank you, sweetheart.
You know what it is? It'd be funny. It's like people, it hurt us, people who love me. Like Charlemagne loved me, but he had to, put Biden on the thing. And think about this happened when Biden, remember he said, Charlemagne, if you didn't vote for me, then you're not black. Well, that showed you how comfortable he was and how much they talked before that. And you know what must have happened afterwards? They got in the room like, y'all niggas done fucked up. I ain't supposed to be showing that y'all like that.
Yeah.
That y'all like that. That y'all like that. John Legend, Sean. This is 1984, bro. This is mind control. This population control. Rise up, man. Look at Saudi.
I think to a lot of people, that still sounds like sci-fi. It still sounds unbelievable. It still sounds like, where the fuck do I apply that? I can't wait to get into some of the later videos, man. Can't wait to get into some of these other videos, some of these alternative topics.
What are you, man?
So, we going with Lars Pro or Primo?
Primo.
Primo? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and this is the last one. MJ or Prince?
We could drink for that.
Yeah, that's gonna be equal.
See, okay. Would you like a Habiki?
Yeah, I do that.
How you gonna do that?
1 second.
Help him up, Mr.
Yeah.
Lee.
I put my own drink
Okay,
to this.
that's all right. Let's go. That's cool.
Yeah.
God
So
damn it.
Michael Jackson.
You met Michael Jackson?
Yes, I did. So
You meet Prince too? Because I need both.
yes,
Yeah, he said Prince.
I met Prince.
Shit.
So both of them were fighting a fight similar to what I'm fighting, but they were fighting it for there to be more Michael Jacksons, for there to be Ye, for there to be Drake, is what they fought for. So now what I'm fighting for is the ability for there to be Elons of us, for there to be Bernard Arnaults of us, because
So again, this is the last time I'm going to say it. In the community building, it's about building pioneers, not about building participants in a commerce society.
until we at the level of Arnault, we're gonna be clapping for just getting a job for Arnault. Until we to the level, you know what I'm saying? When LeBron wins the championship, he looks at this white lady that owns the team and says, "I told you I was gonna win for you."
Yo, this might be one of the most legendary things he's ever said. It sucks to hear like that from a tribal sense, but what he's trying to say is it's like ownership.
That's the part I don't like. That's the part, because if you king, then let's be kings. That's the part we starting up our own league. And I'm here battling for us, for our freedom, to be able to build our communities and not be in a position where we have to kill half of ourselves every year. Okay, now they hit a third rail.
That was the third one. Did we take a shot? I don't know.
Yo, shout out to Kanye West for having the balls to speak on about abortion rates. And then, things aren't what they seem like, man.
Let's take a shot.
God damn, Kanye! He gave us Kanye!
I appreciate you guys. Kanye obviously did his thing with this interview. He's raw. He's uncut. He's on his Eddie Murphy shit, I guess. He's a provocateur. His job is to provoke thought in society. His job is to provoke thought. I mean, how beautiful is that? I want all you guys to have a good day. Have good evenings. I'm gonna have more videos coming up. Stick with me. I don't care about followers and all that stuff. I want to grow organically. I want to just talk about interesting things. All right. Also, help me get some more ladies in the stream, man. For me, it's gonna be to everybody's benefit.